Hey guys, second fan of the night.
Second fan of the night.
So what we have here, is the white R52s that we tested before that were painted badly with white house paint. Collectively, Rick, Pete, and I restored them. Pete, I think, did the bulk of the work, but it really was a team effort. But if any one person gets the credit, it's definitely Metal Pete. And we have lovingly restored them to as close to the original color as possible. I'll let Pete tell you a little bit more about the restoration, because like I said, he really spearheaded that. The one thing that Rick has yet to do, you'll notice in this one, the tag is painted over. That's by design.
Yeah, the tag is more on the other side at this point.
Yeah, but you can still see it in the video, so I wanted to point it out. And Rick's actually going to kind of hand sand the tag so that it'll have the paint color as the background, and then you'll be able to read the lettering. And Rick's going to do that when he comes next. And we'll probably video this one a second time specifically so we can showcase that. But other than that, these are a finished work, and we've got an install plan for them. I won't say where. It'll be a little while before we can get to do it. They're not designed to be a perfect restoration. They're designed to look, because even Hunters out of the box, the finishes never were perfect.
Right.
And so they're kind of designed to look like that, and I think we all, and especially Pete, did a phenomenal job. So I'm going to let Pete tell you about what we did.
Okay. Well, one of the things, like we said, these have been painted a few times, actually. Well, the original color, I've discovered the original color by a canopy that still had original paint on.
Yep.
One of the upper canopies, I was able to take it to the store and match the color very closely.
And what color is this in case other people want to use it?
It was Rust-Oleum Sand is the color that this is. But it's just so close to that color.
Yep.
So, but I sandblasted the metal parts, like the faceplate, the switch housing, the canopy, and the blade arms, and then the Adaptair. I actually did chemical stripping, and then a combination of chemical stripping, and then touch it up with glass bead blasting so that I don't really texture up the Adaptair, the aluminum piece.
Yep.
So, and then the blades, we used chemical stripper. Those are painted white. So all of this was painted a few times. First it was that tan color from the canopy that I discovered. Yep. Then they were painted orange for I don't know what reason.
I assume they were outside of business, was my guess.
That's like what I'm thinking, maybe a commercial.
Yeah, like an ice cream parlor or a grocery store or something like that would have brightly colored stuff on the outside, or maybe even inside.
Yeah, but it was painted orange, and then somebody brush painted them white in the end. So the blades had multiple layers on them of white, then orange, and then looked like varnish and stain underneath the paint. So I stripped the blades off, and then I ended up stripping the varnish and stain off underneath the orange paint.
Yep.
And so then I stripped it down to bare wood, restained them. I found a perfect stain that matched pretty close to what I could tell from taking the blade arm off where they did not paint.
Yep.
So I was able to match the stain real close and then get a varnish. Well, the varnish is shellac.
Do you remember what the color of the varnish was that you
Clear.
used? No, I mean the stain, sorry.
Oh, it was like dark walnut.
Do you remember what brand?
No.
We'll have that information for you if anybody's interested. This is actually a really... these blades are older than the pecan blades, and so this is actually a very accurate... this is what the finish looked like. Rick's beige one that we tested was actually the original finish blades, and these are very close to that. They're a little bit darker and a little bit less red than the pecan blades of the 70s and 80s. And then, yes, he did put a gloss shellac over them. It's also very, very similar to Fasco walnut.
Yeah.
So we could probably use the same stain on a Fasco, and it would be very, very close.
I have a Fasco that I want to do that with.
Yep.
So.
This is, like I said, this is my favorite variation of the original trumpet canopy Adaptair. Beige isn't necessarily my favorite finish, but given that these are originally beige, And then B, given where we talked about installing them, we all kind of agreed that it would be cool to restore them to the original beige instead of making them brown. And maybe I'm sure I'll find a brown one day, or actually my favorite would be chrome or even polished brass. But I didn't have a beige one, so it's actually kind of cool that I have that original Hunter beige now, even though it's restored. It just looks phenomenal. Andy, anything you want to say about these before we start the video?
Yeah, this is my favorite version too.
Yep.
From the kind of mid-century trumpet canopy, lavalier 3-speed pull switch,
yep.
1.9 amp motor, and it's gently rounded switch housing. Basically, it was like the last full version of the fan that had some visual differences from what we now know as the original. Like, because this was the last one before they changed the switch housing to what it is on the original still to this day. They made a couple different versions as far as, like, some of them were, part plastic and part cast. But
some were part brass. Well, I think the plastic ones were all plastic. They had a part brass and part aluminum or part pot metal one, where the oil cup portion was brass and then the bottom half was cheaper metal.
Right, but as far as the outward appearance, this was the last version that was different from what's on
the common 70s.
Today.
Yeah, that's a great point, because a lot of things by the time you get to the fully R&M 2.5 version, a lot of things are different. The motor's different. It's 2.5. Went from 3-speed to 2. Canopy went from this to the vaulted ceiling looking canopy that they called the low ceiling edition, or the low profile canopy, to the plastic 2-piece, to the pot metal 2-piece. Motor shape changed a little bit. This is kind of a slimmer profile. When they, the Adaptair mechanism changed a little bit. The key is definitely different. I'd be very curious to know, we already talked about the switch housing, I'd be very curious to know when they went from walnut to pecan as the default wood blade option. I'm guessing it was probably the same time that they went from almond or sand or whatever they called this beige finish to frost white as their default finish, but I don't actually know. It's hard to tell because there's not a lot of concrete information on the fans from this era. But like I said, this is my favorite version as well, and I went from having 0 to having 3. Ironically, all of them painted, but the red one I think we're going to leave red. Oh, by the way, Andy, that one blade arm that was kind of foobarred, we got a replacement. We painted it red, so we could always test it again with the proper blade arms, or just hang it somewhere. We talked about your dad's shop. I don't remember if anything came of that. But, so are we ready to put power to this? Now, I don't know what these would have originally been. I wired it low, medium, high because that's what I prefer, and that's what a lot of antiques were. I have a suspicion that these were originally high, medium, low. We could go back to the old videos and check, actually. It'd be pretty obvious to check. When I wired them, I deliberately did low, medium, high because I prefer that. Anything else you guys want to say before we start?
No.
Pete's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do know we already did RPM and CFM.
That's true. I would like, at least on high, do it again just to see if anything's different with having taken it apart, put it back together, refinish the blades, possibly mixing and matching the parts between the two. Possibly the bearings should be cleaner now. I'd say do it on high, but you don't have to do the other.
This is low?
That's low.
Okay, and that's drawn 1.5, basically.
Still dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy likes these when he brings the multicam.
Yes.
This is like I Love Lucy of fan videos.
Okay, are we ready?
To change it, you mean?
Yeah.
Let me do the power factor and all that first. Power factor 0.45. Okay, go ahead. You got my reference there, Andy? With I Love Lucy being like the first big multicam?
Did it change at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's now
Takes a little while to get up.
The current
That's what she
draw
said.
wasn't quite as drastic, but...
Throwing little flecks of oil.
Yeah. I definitely... It could be the oil...
Where it's dripping.
Okay, then it probably is. I can't remember how these were when we tested them before, but in this case, I'm sure partially due to just being taken apart and dust and paint and everything like that. It was originally clogged when I oiled it, so it took a little while to get it where the oil went in the oil cup. But now it's perfectly clear. And this thing, man, this thing is dead silent. I hope it's silent on solid state.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Ending up at 1.92, 122 watts, power factor 0.52.
Check the voltage on that.
I did. It's a hair high, but I'm fine leaving it there for
Okay.
consistency's sake, because line voltage is typically. I'd rather have it be a hair high than a hair low,
Okay.
because we'll get a more accurate test video. Most places, line voltage is going to be between 118 and 125.
Uh-huh.
Some places it's as high as 130. You mind doing RPM and CFM on it? We can go back and compare. I definitely want to see how it does.
Okay.
Oh, does this calculator work?
I'm
Good.
getting 305.
I mean, that's probably what it's doing. See if you get a different reading, but if not, you could always try where the arms are too.
915. It's divided by 4.
229. That seems about right.
Yeah.
That seems about right. I don't know what that 305 was about,
I don't know.
but yeah. I mean, our tests are not as scientific as some.
Right.
We don't expect perfection here, just close.
It's like the old ballpark.
Yep.
I'm getting 570. Oh, 590. And I think I just saw 610.
$9,000. That seems about right.
Yeah.
Dead silent. Like I said, I hope it's just silent on the old solid state of Roo.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll do spin down. I don't know where Pete must have left something. Oh, you gotta get the Sperry. We'll do spin down.
Gotta have a beverage of fan collectors.
Yeah, what else could you possibly drink?
Mine's over there.
There's one here. Oh, it's empty. Yeah. Well, once it stops, Andy, you want to do the honors of reversing it?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Show that we actually fixed that up. That's another thing we fixed
yeah.
up. Took it apart completely. I
Yep.
told you I wanted to do that. And
Yep.
it would actually work again.
Oh, of course. I think one of them was a little stiff before, and it's.
Yeah.
We did leave the Adaptair parts bare metal. I don't know if you can notice that in the video. That was deliberate. We did not paint the key or the
Or the screws.
screws or the posts. I can't remember. We have a different name for them.
See where that ended up over here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Let's set it to
Always
low.
Set it.
again?
Yeah, set it to low.
Okay, was that high before?
Yes.
So off.
Low.
Be real gentle with those levelers. They break super easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying, not to let it. This one doesn't have much chain on it, but they can snap back too and like throw the chain up into the blades.
A little bit noisy on
It's
reverse.
interesting. Why is it noisier on reverse?
Maybe it just never ran that way.
That's possible.
That quieted
The
down.
motor's running the same direction.
Running a lot slower. It's definitely steeper in reverse.
Oh yeah, it seems they always are. It's interesting.
Yeah, I believe that was by design to give it a slower, because you don't need it to run as fast in reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. With higher current draw too. You want to take it to medium?
Yeah. Take it to medium.
Oh, Steve's here. I thought he was in Dominican Republic or something. I thought he was out of the country.
Oh.
Definitely higher current draw. I'll take it to high. Well, higher current draw, higher power factor, higher everything in reverse.
Yeah.
That's because there's a little bit more load on the motor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you wanna turn it? Yeah, kill it.
And put it back or so.
Yeah, we'll put it back. You can probably let it spin down on its own if you want to. It's gonna be pretty quick with that steep of a blade pitch.
Okay, we'll spin down a little bit and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you have your audio tech ready just in case it starts? Well, I guess we got to do the 10 switch first.
Yes, on this one.
Okay.
All right, let's guess.
Do we think it's going to start on the 10 switch?
No.
I'll say no.
I'll say yes just to mix it up.
10.
Okay, it is no.
11. 12. No. 13. 14. 15.
Budged.
16.
There it goes.
That's gonna go. That's gonna go.
Yeah, it's going to keep going, I think. And then when we get to you know what, you'll want to hold it like right up here so we can make sure people can hear it.
Okay.
Even if you want to give it to me, I can do it, I guess.
All right.
Just tell me what to push.
The play button.
Okay.
Oh, hold on one thing. Unmute.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. I'll be ready. That's actually not a bad speed.
No.
16.
17. 18. Yeah, this is.
Gotta get ready here.
Yep.
19.
Looks like a certain capacitor value might be a good medium low for it, or even a good medium.
Uh-huh. And 20.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Crunch, 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 crunch. That's we won't need it anymore this video, will we? Yeah, if it's noisy on solid state, that would make a good. If it was going to be a 2-speed fan, that would be the low. Let's put it that way. If it was going to be a 3-speed fan, then we'll see.
And 21. 22. I'm gonna kind of
Close, yeah. It's climbing.
Yep. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, this might not be. Hit the high switch and then turn it back down. Okay, now take it off the high switch.
Ricochet.
Okay, so it doesn't go over, but it does not. It's pretty close.
Okay.
It almost seems like 20 and 21 would be like your speeds, or maybe 19 and 21, which is going to be an impossible.
Okay, so 24.
I think that's going to go over. It's climbing. Or maybe not.
I think next one will.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, I'll do it real quick. Yep,
Oh, yeah.
That's over.
Okay, so now for the important test. I believe these were silent on the solid state before.
Yeah.
Are they still silent on the solid state since we've taken them apart and banged on them and done all kinds of... We did varnish the windings, though, which, if anything, should make it quieter. On the other hand, I could theoretically have added more rubber washers or replaced the rubber washers, but they were silent before, so we thought... What do you think, Pete? Gonna be silent again?
Yeah.
What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I'll say silent.
Okay, I'll hope for silent as well. Bonus points if you hit Andy with the fan.
Yeah, trying to avoid that this time. This time.
Oh yeah, it's silent.
Yeah, I can't even.
There's a little bit of hum, but I think it's the hum that would be there anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that... We heard that on reverse, so is that...
Yeah, it's the bearings working in again.
Yeah.
After we cleaned them up and oiled them. So we're really going to call that silent.
I think that's silent. Do me a favor. Put the 20 switch on.
Uh-huh.
And then turn off the rest of the capacitor things, and then switch it from solid state to capacitor. Okay, so that draws... Do me a favor. Here's what I want to do. So, how many watts are we... okay, so we're drawing 62 watts. Go back to solid state, and see if you can match that 62 watts.
Okay. Brick or sheep?
I suspect Rick. It's a beige original. He won't be far. Okay, that's pretty close. So go back and forth between the two. Hear any difference?
No. No, I do not.
One more time. It's a little bit, but I think it's also less wattage. Do me a favor, hit 21. Hit the 1. Just make it 21.
Okay.
And now I'll go one more time back. Is that capacitor or is that solid state?
Solid state.
Go back. It's a nose hair quieter without the solid state.
But
Not-
otherwise,
yeah,
not enough for me to even
No,
tell the
I
difference.
absolutely. Okay. Okay, well let's anything else to do? Oh, 0 to high.
Yes.
How okay, so it tops out at right around 1.9. Where do you think where do you think the highest is going to be, Andy?
I'm gonna say 2.3.
Where do you think your metalness?
What do you say?
2.3.
I'll say 2.2.
I will say. I'll say 2.35.
Okay. All right. Oh. It went up to 2.46.
Yep.
I didn't think it was going to go up quite that high, but
Wasn't expecting it, but surely did. Yeah, this one's got a little bit of like cyclic hum, as I think the other one's a little bit quieter. We'll find out though, because we're going to test that one next. So as always, let's thank our sponsors: Fan Stick, Light Stick, Taco Burrito Mexico, Sperry, the beverage of fan collectors. Should I get an official voiceover for the thanking of the sponsors too? Would that be good to have in an official voice? We'll see. Fan Stick, Light Stick, Taco Burrito Mexico, Sperry, the beverage of fan collectors, Good Manufacturing Company, A1220 LLC, where our motto is crunch, 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 crunch. Rickersheep.com, a fun game you can play with your friends. Go to rickersheep.com. Udong batteries. When I think of batteries, I think of Udong. And of course, Power Vacuum, the vacuum with more vacuums.
power rate.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, that's it for this video. Too bad we don't get to find out what... Wait, who's that at the door?
Oh.
Why, look, it's Metal Jonas. What do you think of the fan here, Metal Jonas?
Oh, very marvelous, magnificent hunter.
What category does it make it into?
Oh, this is definitely organ.
Oh, we forgot to do categories. Do you think we can get Metal Pete back here?
Yeah.
Okay, let me know when Metal Pete's back.
Okay.
Do we have to wait for him to come to the door, or is he here automatically?
here.
Okay, Metal Pete's here. Andy, F5 Tornado,
Oh yes.
Metal Pete, Cannibal Corpse.
Yes.
We know this is high Menards, and we know it's very high avocado appliance. I'm pretty sure this is going to rank at the top of pretty much any fan collector that I can think of. I don't know of anybody that doesn't like it. Rick would like it more if it was an Adaptair. That's about the only thing I can say.
And he has one of those.
And he does. Oh, yeah, Andy's got a shot of it over the... do me a favor. Is the blades for it over there?
Yes.
Pull one out and we can put it next to it so we can see how close the wood is. Now, the beige finish, it's not in the shot. You're going to have to turn it sideways.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it that well.
Yeah.
In
It's not bad. It's pretty close. It's put it next to that one and like try to get it at the same angle. See what I'm saying? No, not that one. Well, I guess that'll work too.
Or you want next to this one?
No, the other one over there.
Across?
Put it that and then put it like at the same angle. Yeah, you're close. You're close. So it's a little redder. On camera, it looks far more different than it does in person.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know for sure that these are the same as the ones that are on this too, because the stain that peek out honestly looked exactly like these. You can see it's close. You can also see that the beige is very close, but that's not the original beige either. That's one that Rick picked, and it's a little lighter. I think Pete's is closer. Okay, well, let's see. We still have Metal Jonas with us. Metal Jonas, you looking for anything? Oh, no, you're already here, I thought. Okay.
Oh, that's a lovely doorbell.
It is, yeah, always good to have an excuse to ring more doorbells.
Yes, oh, marvelous doorbell.
So, you said, what category is this, Metal Jonas?
Oh, the organ room.
Tell me more about the organ room.
Oh, several consoles. They're magnificent consoles. And definitely those chambers are excellent. They're magnificent.
Do you think those chambers have enough top hats?
Oh, no, they need more top
More
hats.
top hats.
And more pipes in them, too.
Yes.
More decks, more diapasons.
Where is this organ room?
At House on the Rock.
What do you think of House on the Rock?
Oh, House on the Rock. One word. Incredible. One word. Overwhelming.
One word.
Amazing. Wow.
Well, that's it. As always, thanks for watching, and bye, Fanstick.